Fantastic. Hello, everyone. It's me, totally prepared DM, Dylan,
I was
here with
like this
Natural
at
One
one
Media.
point, and just nothing.
I was moving tabs around. Can a guy just move some tabs? Hey, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Dragonmark Symphony, our Dungeons & Dragons campaign that we are running on Wednesdays. My name is Dylan. I am here with my fellow members of Natural One Media. And we left off last time on a bit of an interesting note. Our adventurers, traveling with Captain Caspian Durant, visited Baron's Keep, a supposedly abandoned outpost from the last war, to possibly dig up some information that pertained to the recent Warforged attack on the Lightning Rail, a significant mode of transportation that takes people all throughout the nation of Corvair. Upon entering the keep, they were set upon by strange lights, doors slamming shut, chairs moving about. And Silva, after discovering a sort of tunnel going down into the ground underneath of the keep, went down to investigate and found somebody's remains, the corpse of somebody who had likely ended up there some time ago. Uh, Upon returning back up to the surface, the team was set upon by a couple of spirits, ghosts, poltergeists of some nature that isn't entirely clear. But the
Spooky
encounter
scaries.
almost cost Caspian his life, as he was nearly choked to death by an animated suit of armor
Yeah, just Caspian.
that one of the ghosts was possessing. And then, hold your horses, uh, as the battle ensued and continued, uh, unfortunately, Set was set upon, by one of the spirits that seemed to take away their soul or their being or some sort of ethereal element from them, causing them to go completely unconscious. Uh, in the party's attempts to reach them and revive them, uh, Nathaniel was briefly possessed by another one of these spirits before being freed. And not too long after, the spirits were vanquished and seemingly vanished into the cold air, uh, hopefully never to be seen again. And we were left with our party, most of them still standing, save for one, uh, who continues to lie still on the ground. So, I've mentioned this a few times to the party, but for the sake of everyone who is viewing, uh, the way this is going to work is that we are still technically in initiative. We have not left the initiative process. So, we are still taking turns and we are carrying over this initiative from before. What that means is that right now, Set is considered dead, unconscious, 0 hit points. They have technically failed 2 death saving throws as a result of having their soul removed from them by the spirit. Now, it appeared at the end of the last session that something akin to the soul or this element had returned to them, but they're still not moving, they're still not breathing. So, uh, 2 of our adventurers are going to have the opportunity to take their turn. And then after that, Set will be rolling a death saving throw, much as you would in your standard rules for when you fall fully unconscious. Uh, but this will essentially act as the third saving throw, meaning if they fail it, it could potentially mean that we lose Set forever. So, to begin with, Dak. Nathaniel had just finished his turn, successfully uh, being warded of the possession that they were under, and managing to defeat the second spirit. Uh, Dak, you now find yourself right next to Silva. You can see Set lying right next to you, flat on the ground, unmoving. Nathaniel right by there, still recovering from the attack. Just behind. Behind you on your other side are Johannes and Caspian, both of whom were fighting the other spirit and were able to successfully drive it away. Uh, and so you are kind of in the middle of this group, within 10 feet of Set's location. Dak, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay,
You have your actions, your bonus actions, and free actions as they are defined.
good to know. Thank you. First things first, Dak is going to take a second to look at Set's body and to come to a decision. Uh, Spoiler alert, this isn't the first dead body Dak has seen.
They
Um,
gasp.
and as several things go through his brain, uh, there's a moment that he realizes he might be able to do something, at least for this person, who is probably one of the closest people he knows, and that's saying something, just by virtue of having fought with them once or twice. Uh, Not that they're relatively close is more of a indication of how lacking of relationships Dak actually has. Besides Ralphus, and Ralphus is Ralphus. So then Dak is going to take another take a step towards Set and kneel down. So willingly going prone. Uh, mm, it's sad to say it's easier for Dak to put a hand on Set, knowing that he is most likely a dead body, than if Set were alive. Um, but as he does, he purposely keeps his left eye away from the viewpoint of everybody as he moves his other hand up, using his one hand on Set's chest to as a sort of uh, to kind of support his body upright as he leans in. On the other hand, he disguises it as him moving his hair out of his face, but in reality, he lifts up the eye patch one more time. And Dak has no clue what this thing is. He has no clue what it can actually do. And he's betting on that there is something that he can try doing involving this that could help things out. So as Set kneels down, or as Dak kneels down next to Set, he looks um, at the person, the androgynous person in front of him, or uh, next to him, with both eyes, and in a different language says, "This is not your path. Let me see if I can get you back." And I'm going to burn a hit dice.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you want me to do any other roll with that.
Hang on. Let me make sure I see this correctly. Five. Okay, go ahead and roll that hit die.
Ooh, what's my hit die? It's D6. Thank you for
Yes.
I rarely play classes with D6s as hit dice.
It's so small.
It is. That's a 3.
Okay. You said that you removed your eye patch. Are you casting this using your eye?
I kinda can, since in the last session, I already used the spell attached to it, so
Okay.
well, I guess I'm
So
using the eye is my
so
conduit
you
to
are
casting
yeah, so
spells.
you're gonna go you are recovering because you've used both of your sorcery points as well.
Use them to get, my spell slot back, yeah.
Yep.
So I guess I'll be using the spell correction
Okay.
in in a manner of which isn't typically used for that spell. Trying to force it
All right.
to exceed forward.
Sure. And you rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Okay. You concentrate on Set's body, physically touching it, fully aware of it. As you focus on it, what is it as you're kind of manifesting, trying to make this work, trying to make this work outside of its boundaries, uh, what is it exactly that you are trying to fix that you consider to be broken?
I guess the way Dak would visualize it is a path of sorts.
Mm,
And the path ahead has been like a like a like a road of light, and the light ahead is has been cut off from the rest of it, kind of symbolizing the sudden death of Set. So what Dak is trying to do as he's visualizing it is repairing that path, as
okay.
most of his life revolves around that ideology.
You feel through your hand this sort of burning sensation that travels from your wrist down, spreads evenly across your fingertips. And you see sections of Set's torso sort of illuminate and like flash intermittently before fading and disappearing, and everything is still again. Set,
Yes.
write down the number 1.
I imagine that after doing this, Dak is just a sweating mess.
No, you're dead. Now we have a new problem.
Now the kid's dead. But as that feeling dissipates, he does allow the eye patch to fall back into place.
All right. So that particular little treat. Uh,
Oh my god.
check something here. Yes, that is okay. Uh yeah, so that is an action that has been used. Is there anything else that you would like to do on your turn?
Um, as a bonus action, I would make a telepathic link with him and say, "Wake up." That's about it. That's all I got.
Okay. Johannes, it is
Yes.
now your turn.
See, I've been digging through my rucksack, like trying to see if I have anything that I can do. I don't
Make
know.
a go ahead. I won't count this against your action. Go ahead and make a investigation check if you're kind of looking through your
Okay.
rucksack trying to find something.
17 actually.
17. As you're kind of frantically digging through your items, trying to figure out what you can use. You're going through. You've got like your daggers, your thieves' tools, your bedroll. There's something not there that catches your attention briefly.
Hmm?
There is a rectangular item that you had in your possession previously. It is no longer there.
Rectangular item.
Sort of a box shape, if you will.
Where might that be, Mr. DM? I look around on the ground over and over, like frantically, kind of. Did I drop it somewhere during this battle?
It's in
Oh,
your
man.
other pair of pants.
Oh,
I respect his priorities. This is
that
good.
sucks. That sucks.
With a 17, that's right, there's more.
Hey,
You, as you're kind of frantically, okay, the item in question is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping that out of your mind. What else do we have here? Well, you definitely have to help somebody. I don't know, potion of healing, rations.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your thieves' tools. As mentioned before, you have rope. You've got a tinder box. You've got a water skin. Assumedly filled with water or whatever other liquid you had placed into it.
Okay. I'm kind of upset that that's missing, but that's a different problem. I'm gonna take this potion of healing. They're like catatonic, right? Like they're like just out. Like Seth is just gone.
So they are
Yeah,
fully unconscious.
Like a
man.
light bulb.
I am going to. I'm gonna take this potion of healing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna like take a piece of cloth and pour the. This is very stupid. I don't know how this works in this universe.
Please
Like
continue.
but I'm gonna take the potion of healing. I'm gonna rip a piece of cloth off of my bedroll,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pour it in there, and I'm just gonna like put it on like their forehead or like somewhere like on their face,
Hmm.
just to try to like. I don't want to just like pour like liquid in their throat and have them like suffocate and die maybe. So I'm just gonna like pour it on the cloth. I'm gonna set it on their head. And I'm gonna put my hand on Dak's shoulder and just like offer a prayer and hope that this works. We didn't know each other for.
Tell me more about this prayer.
I'm just gonna. I don't like seeing needless death. Johannes does not like seeing this after his time in his past. You know, said we didn't know each other for very long, but your journey shouldn't end here. And then I'm just gonna like offer my energy, my thoughts, my thoughts and my prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
But that's all I can do right now.
Psychic and radiant damage, respectfully.
Dak does tense up at the touch, but he's stiff as a board, but he doesn't shy away. He's tolerating it for the moment.
This is important.
Yes.
Did you use all of the potion?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess how big are they? They're
This is a standard potion of healing you have. So it is not a large bottle. It's like a small bottle.
Yeah.
Standard
Okay. Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah. Then I would have used that. We have more.
Time for us to walk him back from his end.
Set.
Yes.
Write down the number 2.
2.
Johannes.
Yeah.
Any other bonus actions or movement that you would like to take?
No, I'm just gonna stay by deck.
Okay. With the end of Johannes's turn, comes Set's turn.
Taps is free to use, right? We won't get DMC'd for that.
What?
What?
We just play taps, right? That's legal.
No, that's probably in the public domain by now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the happy birthday of the 16th century, you know.
Took forever to get into public
Okay.
domain.
Johnny, I hardly knew ya.
Guys, it is now Set's turn. So I asked you to write down 2 numbers.
Yes.
What were those numbers?
1 and 2.
Okay. Add them together. What number do you get?
3.
So here's what's going to happen. You have 2 options.
Okay.
With this roll, and I have to stress that this is not how revival mechanics are going to work throughout the campaign. This is very specific to the ability that the spirit has and the way in which it took your soul and it was then brought back to you. For this instance, you have a choice. You can either make this roll with advantage.
Okay.
Technically making it 2 saving throws because 2 of your companions made a clear attempt to revive you. Or you don't make it with advantage. You just do a straight roll. But you can add 3 to your total roll.
It just has to be a successful saving throw.
You need to get a 10 or higher. 10 through 20. If you roll a 1 through a 9, I will tell you what happens next.
There are no modifiers in, correct?
Yeah. So I would have to, if I did the +3, I would have to roll a 7 or higher.
Correct.
But I could then also just roll with advantage where I get to roll twice. Fuck.
Another opportunity,
Merlin,
but
what do you
also
think?
another chance to roll even lower.
No pressure.
Merlin's there for moral support.
Absolutely. What do I do, Merlin?
Power move.
You
Have
don't give a
Merlin
shit.
roll. Blame your cat for your death.
I think I'll go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay. So the way you'll do this, you're going to make your first roll. You're going to tell us what it is. And then you're going to make your second roll and tell us what it is.
All right. These are the 2 sets that McKenna was drawn to tonight. So we'll see how this goes. It's a very nice Christmassy die, red and green.
You got this.
Are you fucking kidding me? I rolled a 7. on the first die.
Okay.
McKenna,
7 on the first die.
McKenna, what have you done?
God fucking damn it.
When you're
Alrighty.
ready, roll your second die and let us know what the result is.
This is where lying could come in handy.
I rolled an 8.
So that taps.
Fuck.
I mean, we also can look
So-
at this realistically. So if the first roll is a 7, you were only going up to a 10.
Yeah, which is a success.
Yes, 10 or higher. Right?
It would have
Well,
been a
in the-
success
in
had
a
I chose
normal
the plus
scenario-
3.
In a normal scenario, but would it be in this one?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Apologies for the delay. I actually do want to double check something.
Sure.
This is not a this is very important. I gotta be absolutely certain I'm getting this right. But to be clear, you did roll 7 and an 8, so
Correct.
you did not meet the required minimum of 10.
Oh, it's blurry. God damn it. Do-do-do. Backwards, but yes, 7 and an 8.
I see a 10 and 17.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, here's what happens. The rest of you watch. There is a stillness, an absolute stillness in the air. No sounds. All of you watch and wait and wait and wait. After what feels like minutes, but in reality is closer to seconds, Caspian walks forward. He bends down next to Dak and Johannes and says very quietly, "Please step aside." Both of you, give me room.
Dak, already having some unwanted physical contact, does get up quickly and moves away.
Caspian reaches forward, places his index and his middle finger on Set's neck, just below the chin. Checking for a pulse. He waits and waits. Then pulls the fingers away. They're gone. He raises his other hand, waves it over Set's body, brings it back towards the chest, snaps, whispers an incantation. You all see runes, a language none of you are familiar with, markings that swirl and hover over Set's body, settling over their heart before disappearing into a wave of lilac energy. Caspian looks up at you, Dak. They're gone. The soul is still there. We can't bring them back. Not us.
You are you're speaking as if there is someone who can.
Caspian stands up abruptly. Anyone have a diamond?
A diamond?
Yes, I mean, like the ore, like the gemstone, a diamond.
Can't say I do. I think this brooch might have some sapphire in it, but
I mean, wait. Sorry, I didn't actually mute myself on Discord. Fortunately, the only crystal I bear is my focus. Just no diamond. Barely even worth 10 gold.
Haven't been mining in ages. Haven't found nothing.
No.
He wouldn't have to have a diamond, I guess, on him, would he?
Boy, leave the dead alone, eh?
I mean, if it saves his life, it is inherently his own to save him.
I'm not the one to hide going through the dead pockets.
I mean, it's better than leaving him dead.
Even if we had the diamond, we wouldn't be able to revive them. Not at this point. They're too far gone. But if we can get them to the right person, and they have possession of a diamond, then something can happen. Okay, here's what we need to do. Okay. Nathaniel Silva, if you could take them and set them over there. Make sure they're in the light. Don't let them anywhere near the shadow. All of us, we need to search the rest of the keep, head to toe. We need to see if there's any possibility of locating a diamond, any kind of gemstone or anything that's been left behind here. And we need that ledger. We need that ledger before we leave.
All right, I'll get his legs. Got his head.
Are the doorways big enough to fit a large creature in?
A large creature?
Yeah.
They're about the size. They're about the size of a standard doorway, so about 3 feet wide.
Okay. So not wide enough to let a horse in.
No.
Okay. I was asking. I was thinking if it was easier to just bring his horse in and drape him over it for the time being.
That's fine. We don't need to bring the horse in just yet.
The front doors are still locked, anyways, I believe.
Yes.
I forgot that happened. Okay.
That just-
As he says that, Dak will nod. I'll get searching. And he's gonna walk off back to those rooms that everybody was fighting in. And seeing if there's any other entryways there that might have more things.
Okay.
Very pointedly try to do a investigation check rather than a perception check.
Yeah, go ahead and do so. Investigation.
Cool. A little bit better with that.
Otherwise,
Fuck me.
is there a candelabra or anything kind of on the side, or like somewhere where I can put in my torch to kind of? It's not candelabra, but I don't remember what the name of it is.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah, I understand. What you're saying. So the area that you're currently in is fully illuminated, but if you just out of reach of the table over
Sconce.
here, there
It's a
is another
sconce.
portion here, where a torch could be relit or replaced.
I'll fly over here first before we move him over there, just to ensure, because I'm still carrying the torch. So just to ensure there's no baddies in
And
there.
I didn't state it before, so just for clarity, we are in fact fully out of initiative. We are no longer in any combat initiative. We have free movement.
That's 16 out of 100.
Okay.
Going for 2.
This is where
What direction are you facing?
I'm facing away from the door towards where it looks like there might be more hallway right there. And with my dark vision, I can see clearly, or better than most people.
You staring off into the darkness, you're not able to see anything. There's an area where the illumination of the room sort of cuts away, and the rest of the room is extremely dark. You can almost just barely make out possibly some objects a little bit ahead of you, but it is impossible to make any kind of shape or sense of anything. As you stare into the darkness, you feel this feeling that you are being pulled towards it. Before you can even take any kind of action to resist it, you feel your body bend in on itself as you are sucked forward and you are flung into the darkness.
Oh,
Cool.
the failure has sucked you in.
A second later, you are tangible. You feel the ground below you, though you cannot see it. You breathe air, aware of its existence. You feel your arms move, they exist. You see no walls, you see no ceilings, you are standing in blackness.
Dak is going to take a second to internally scream
Mhm.
and visibly freak out. But he does eventually grabs the first thing out of his bag that he can find that resembles a torch. And then he's going to wave his hand over the top, feel that sharp pain in his eye, and cast blessings in order to light the torch.
All right.
Which is to say he casts press
Digitation.
thank you. And this is why
Blessings.
this is the spell I renamed to something he will say better, and then it just carried on with the rest of the spells, and now it is his character thing. So yes,
I was gonna
blessings.
say blessings doesn't light torches, as far as I know. Maybe I know the spell wrong.
It does instantly light or snuff a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Oh,
Is one of those.
prestidigitation
And
does, yes.
so it
Yeah.
does. And so it does.
You're thinking of the spell bless.
Yes, I am.
No, you're thinking of
Yeah.
the rapper Bless. Anyway,
What's
You're
up,
thinking
chat?
of
That guy should take a chance.
complete poggers. Yes, continue.
you light the torch, and it alights, illuminating the rest of this room.
Ooh.
You see on one side of you a small end table tucked away into this sort of inlet area of the room. On the other side of you, a sort of hexagonal, large wooden table.
I stand there for a bit, recover for a little bit longer, and go over to the table. And then I'll open the floor for whatever everybody else is doing because I feel like I'm taking a bit of time.
All right. So the last thing we'll have you do, we'll have you go over to the table.
Mhm.
From perception, you see that it is a large, ornate table, like a solid oak. No chairs around it, and the table itself is empty. There's no tablecloth, nothing sitting on it, no silverware, no plate, anything like that. And it is decorated only with a substantial smattering of darkened, dried blood that has splashed across the top of the table.
Few chairs,
Uh,
empty tables.
The rest
all
of
we
you,
all we need is ladders.
He does that. Wow, 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 wow.
Our proper
going
tables,
back
ladders,
into
and
kind of
chairs match.
the main room there. The rest of you, what are you doing?
So yeah, I moved
I'm just
over
waiting for
here
Silver to get
hoping that
back.
I moved over here hoping that my torch would illuminate some of this to ensure that the table is not
Yeah, so when
right
you
next to a bunch of
illuminate,
creepy crawlies, because that was the exact thing that Nathaniel said not to do.
you light that torch and illuminate further into the main hall area here. You're able to clearly see the rest of the table here. You see a few chairs, more chairs scattered about. Nothing in them, and they're not moving. And there's still a stillness to the air. You don't hear any sounds or anything. It's just still.
All right. Yeah, so I'll put the torch up, kind of up here,
Mhm.
and then ask for assistance and bringing him over.
All right. So are you going to place set in that area that you just illuminated with the torch?
We could rest him on this table.
Okay. Certainly.
I don't know if I'm all for that. I'll for that out in the open.
Hey, that sounds good. All right, ready? On three. 1, 2, 3.
Strength check.
Bad time for this thing to crash.
Hey, Kevin,
I
Yeah,
don't know.
how you feeling?
So here I am.
dead.
Nice. Dead ass.
What a
Oh, yeah.
coincidence.
20 total.
7.
And that's why I have the legs.
that balances out.
That's why you should
Yeah,
have the head. What do you mean?
that doesn't make sense.
Have you seen
What do you mean?
have you seen the dump truck on this man?
It isn't a man. We don't know.
Right.
They don't
sorry.
have-
you seen
they
the dump
don't
truck on this
have-
person?
They don't have dump trucks in Corvair. They have brick houses.
I think
okay.
they do. It's
so,
right.
Oh, yep.
Uh,
Look at this absolute unit.
it's a bit of a shaky start, but you're able to get set lifted up into your arms, and carry them sort of awkwardly over and set them on the table. The table does not break immediately, thankfully.
I'm
it still
sorry.
stands
It seemed
strong.
somewhat robust.
The first thing that came to my mind was stiff as a board. Then I just kept repeating light as a feather, stiff as a board in my brain.
By all means, tie them to a plank of wood. Continue the tradition.
If it makes you feel better, I did the exact same thing. You said it.
It
If
does
I
make me
wasn't
feel
muted, you would have heard light as a feather.
nice.
Okay.
We
All right,
spent
so
too much time with each other.
set has now been set upon the table.
All right. Well, so
All right,
I mean, I
Bill,
know we're
rejoin
not.
the others. I'll keep watch over him.
I was going to say, is it best that you do that, or?
I have my own traditions to see to in case this doesn't work out.
All right. Well, I'll try to play something later. So I'll kind of pat the arm of Setso. Remains.
Yeah, when y'all lift Set up, you realize that they're the weight of carrying them is like almost equally split between the body and what they're actually carrying. Set themselves not very heavy.
No.
This day keeps on getting better and better.
You learn more about Set with Set being dead than you do with Set being alive.
It's like most historical figures.
Oh
And
god,
they
this
had good
first
friends that they lived with for a while.
Well,
in their own house.
All right. Johannes, is there anything that you're doing?
Totally calmly and not at all panicky, looking for the box, just
Okay.
like around the room.
Where specifically would you like to search?
Let's see.
There's a lot to this. There's a lot of
There's a
things
lot.
in-
There's a lot to the room.
a lot of people in this room.
I guess
A lot
I'll
of stairs. All kinds of things.
No,
I'll
no ladder.
start. I'll start over here by the dresser because I was there for a while. Just to start off, and then I'll like circle around.
All right, make an investigation check.
4. That's feeling like an L.
What did you roll?
A 4.
A 4. You search around. So the dresser at this point is still fully tipped over. It is face first, flat on the ground. The plate nearby and the entrance to that sort of hidden tunnel that Sova had discovered, still sitting there. You search around that area thoroughly, inspecting everything, and you do not see any sign of that box.
Secret tunnel.
That sucks.
Secret tunnel.
I will then. Can I still be searching around?
Yeah.
I'll like mosey on over to like here-ish, like this corner, like near the entrance-ish.
Okay.
The little mosey.
Mm-hmm. I'm afraid there's no mosey check. We'll have to look into
No
that.
mosey check.
No am or
Damn.
phone
I'll have to add that skill later.
Mosley.
Like,
Mosby.
What's your
am
Mr. Mosby
or
check?
Mr. Mosby check.
Roll to be in the lobby.
Mosley.
It's
Isn't it Mosley or is it Mosby?
Mosby.
Mosby.
It's Mosby.
Oh fuck, I'm the wrong. That's
Mr.
wrong.
Mosby.
Okay, sorry. Player death makes me dumb.
Do I find anything, or should I roll another investigation?
I'm gonna, for all of you, because there's a pretty big area and you're searching it here top to bottom. I need you to more specifically describe what you are
You're right.
searching to get yourself a roll.
I need to describe. I'm searching for the box that I found.
Right,
Towards
but like,
the...
okay, so in the space that you're in right now,
Yeah.
what are you searching in this space? Because the location.
Oh,
on the menu,
okay.
there's
Yeah.
not like you've got the large entrance doors to your side there. You can see there's another wall on your other side, and there's a empty area in front of you that is dark. But in the
Yeah.
general area you're in, there's not a lot of stuff around you. So I got to know what specifically you're searching.
Okay. I was mostly gonna like walk. Well, actually, now that I think about it, what is this here against the wall? Because I was mostly gonna be like, I'm gonna like search while I
That
like
is
court like.
so during the encounter, a chair was
Yeah.
thrown out of the darkness mode of the spirits and smashed against that wall. So that is that
Okay.
chair.
Anything
It
under
could have
there?
been anyone.
So yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check on that chair.
All right. 3. Getting worse.
Wow. You find nothing but the broken remains of a chair. There's nothing else really to it.
Okay. Okay. Anything on the floor as I walk towards the entrance, like to here?
With your passive perception, nothing that you can see. It's
Okay.
just solid floor. You don't see any like like ripped up boards, any hidden things, anything
Okay.
like
Okay. Okay. Then how about this rug?
that. Go ahead and make an investigation check on that.
15.
All right. Are you top of the rug or under the rug?
Under the rug.
Under the rug. You lift up the rug and you look underneath it, and there is where above the rug, just barely discernible would have been like a tiny little lump. Underneath the rug, you see a small, little pouch,
Ooh.
little leather pouch.
I'm gonna pick that up. What is in there?
You open it up, you find 20 silver pieces.
You're rich.
Okay.
That's a week's worth.
I'll pocket that. Oh, 20 silver. All right. Okay. Then I'm going to move to this main table here. Search under it. Like basically like look under all the chairs, like underneath it, see if I find anything in the chaos.
We're gonna make one more investigation check, and then we'll jump over to some of our other party members.
Yes. 18. Let's go.
18. Man, okay. All right. So this is a weird one. Looking under the table, you don't see anything. It has been picked clean. There's nothing under there. All it is just the table itself
Bless you.
and the chairs. But as you're kind of feeling around, looking underneath of the table and at the chairs, you notice something odd about the chair leg. 2 of the chairs, the legs of the chairs made of wood, have been nailed down to the floor.
Hmm.
And then you look at some of the other ones. Those also have been nailed to the floor. You continue searching. You see there are these large iron nails that have been ran through the chair legs, securing them down to the floor. You look and check. Sure enough, all of the chairs at this table have been nailed to the floor.
Huh. Peculiar.
You keep searching, looking at the last chair, and something else catches your eye. You see where there's kind of like this good thick layer of dust that's like caking the floorboards. Just barely you're making out footprints. It has to be. It's these little spots intermittently where the dust has been cleared away. Small spots. And they move in the direction towards the tunnel that Sova had.
Okay.
Alright. So, we're gonna jump back to Dak real
Hello.
quick. So Dak,
Yep.
you had just taken a look at this large table that has a large blood stain kind of smeared across the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that's not Chris's blood.
He was our old partner, you know.
Almost a Jill sandwich.
Later. That's later.
What a keep.
Bitch can't swim. That's the only Resident Evil quote I know.
Never played a Resident Evil game.
Neither have I. So that makes two of us. I only
There was a hole here. It's gone now.
All I know is Sheva.
I'm gonna look at the
About to
blood.
be a Jill Sandwich.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the blood.
In what way would you like to look at the blood? Be specific. What are you
I feel
looking
like
for?
this shouldn't require a check. Is the blood wet or dry?
Dry.
Dry. Okay, so it's been there.
Okay, good.
Cool.
We know passive perceptions allow us to know if it's dry
Yeah.
or wet blood.
That's good. It would be really sad if I rolled something bad for a perception check to figure out whether or not this blood's wet or not. Is there anything of note around the blood, or and can I make an investigation check to see if there's anything around the blood, or if I can discern how the blood splatter is? Like if it was just pulled out, like someone had an open wound that they just left on top of the table that spread outward naturally, or if it was like someone cut into someone and then there was just extreme blood that flew out.
All right, so here's how this is going to work.
Tell me.
These are what you just described are two separate checks.
Cool.
The first one, which was, is there anything around the blood? That's an investigation. The second one that you just described to me about sort of determining where the blood had originated from, how that particular splatter may have been caused, that is going to be a medicine check. So you're going to decide for me which one of those you want to do.
I'm going to do the investigation check.
Okay, go ahead and roll for investigation.
No!
Just bring the chart up here.
What's happening?
Excuse?
Is that back-to-back rolls?
It's back-to-back rolls.
Excuse the hell out of me?
That's a 4.
Excuse the hell out of me?
Oh, good. This is a good one.
I guess the consequences are coming in naturally through luck.
Staring at the blood. It is dry. It is old. It has been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
As you stare at it, it gets brighter, fresher. It looks wetter, more recent. And you see its source too, as just to the left of this blood spray, you are looking at the person that it came from. A dead body, the neck torn asunder, the face no longer recognizable, wearing these ornate purple and gold robes, laying on their side as the blood continues to pool and form around them. You can't tell if this is a nightmare or a memory or both, but it is happening, and it scares you. You shake your head to kind of get yourself out of it, and as you look at the table again, it is gone, and the blood is back to the way it was before.
I'm gonna take a step back, say a couple swears in my native tongue, and then drop down and curl up in the fetal position.
Appropriate response.
At least for a few seconds. There are too many strong emotions happening at the moment. So I'll be right there. And I'll let someone else do something.
All right. Silva and or Nathaniel, you have set upon the table. What would you like to do next?
Well, kind of hearing some of what's going on in or at least like the weird off noises that seem to be happening in the other room, from his initial like thrust into that room, I'll kind of make the note. All right, something's. I feel like I should check on Dak. I don't know if something's going wrong with him in there or there's something else. I'm gonna go see. I guess, how far should I go in there? Like heading in there.
I mean, you've got your full movement available to you.
30 puts me here.
Okay. Yep. So you are in the room. You're able to perceive now too. As you enter the room, you can see that now the room has been fully illuminated. It is no longer half illuminated. The pieces of armor that not a moment ago were fully animated and were attempting to kill you all, still lay
As they are wont to
broken,
do.
battered on the floor.
All right.
And a little further down into the room, you can see where the room kind of narrows. And you can see Dak is sitting on the ground.
He's on his side. Just knees up to his chest.
Are you all right there, Dak?
There was a man, who had his throat slashed, and now they are no longer there.
All right. Wouldn't be the first time that we've seen something that we've definitely wouldn't be the first spirit we've seen in this place. Clearly. Let me come over there and I'll come see.
So, as if Silva were to enter the room, Dak would immediately just like point the finger over to the bloodstain and say, "Oh, over there."
I mean, it's like, am I able to move over there, or are we waiting for other turns?
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're all in the state right now,
All right. So I'm able to see the table thing.
Yes, you see before you this large hexagonal wooden table, no chairs around it.
I guess I will investigate it.
All right, roll for investigation.
So I chose my words very specifically there. Screw you, dice. 14.
All right. So what is it about the table that you're specifically investigating?
Well, A, if there's a man on it, but B, just anything that seems peculiar.
Okay.
Like a very, out of place in this location. So I know that blood on a table would normally seem out of place, but in this location, I feel slightly less so.
There is no one on the table. Table is cleared, save for the bloodstain itself. The peculiar thing about the bloodstain, it is old. You can kind of recognize that pretty much right away. Dry to the touch, and the direction of the splatter seems to indicate that its origin point was here. However, there is no blood on that adjacent wall, or really any blood anywhere except for on the table itself.
Well, I mean, don't feel like it's out of the ordinary for this to have been potentially used as like a sacrificial table.
They were dressed too innately. Like
A cultist?
purple robes.
Sounds pretty cultist to me.
Those who are often nobles wear them. Purple is the color of regality.
Still fitting the bill, to be honest. Nobles get bored. Start worshiping demon lords. It's a tale as old as time.
Why would anybody willingly deal with dark spirits?
Now that's a great question. My theory is that a lack of amusement leads to also a loss of sanity. Which is why I continually keep myself entertained.
By now, Dak has sat up. We are still looking for a ledger, yeah?
Well, and hopefully a diamond.
At this point, Dak's gonna look over at this looks like a desk over here.
Yeah, it's a little end table. Got a couple drawers underneath of it.
He'll tentatively go over there and then use the torch to try to open it. Like the bottom of the torch, he's not gonna stick a flaming torch at.
I
was really concerned for Dak for a second.
All right, guys.
The best way to find a large bundle of papers is to stick a flaming torch into this
the
desk.
torch in and wait. You'll scare the papers out.
You will find them.
They'll flow up to you.
All right. So you're taking the torch, the bottom end of the torch, and doing what exactly? You're like hitting the handle. Like what do we?
It depends on what type of handle it is. What type of handle is it?
I mean, just from looking at it, it looks like a traditional like cabinet style handle. You don't even see like a lock on it at all.
Okay, so is it like a handhold one or is it the knob one?
It's like a knob.
Knob, okay. Other hand, I pull out the crowbar.
Okay.
One of 3 crowbars that this party canonically has.
Crowbar crew.
Yep, crowbar crew.
I really hope you guys are into woodwork. And that's why you have these crowbars.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Totally. Yeah.
And you know how at the end of a crowbar there's like a little divot?
Correct, to remove nails.
Yep, I'm gonna put it where the handle is and just pull. not using my
I think,
hand.
I think it's called a claw.
It is indeed called the claw. So
Ah,
I mean, yeah. So you're just kind of using it to kind of
Do not
pry
fight
pry
the
this door open.
claw.
Yeah.
The drawer meets a little bit of resistance at first, but then it does pull open a little bit. Nothing happens. The drawer is now slightly ajar.
Cool. The little trick I
or is
learned
it a
from
jar?
I was trying to find a better way of doing that joke.
It went through my head too. I
Nathaniel-
just didn't say it.
Nathaniel dies and just disappears.
Rocks
Diamond
fall,
won't save you
everyone
now.
dies.
Rocks fall.
Oh no, we actually lost him. Oh, he's back.
Good. Don't even
Um.
have to react.
Okay, that's good. One thing Dak has learned from Ralphus, and it's very few things, is to never open unknown knobs and handles with your hand.
Good lesson.
So anything in there in the little drawer?
You peek inside, and there is a lot of dust, a few cobwebs, and a small little crumpled up piece of paper in the very back corner.
Dak is going to stick his crowbar in there and just kind of touch the edges of the drawer, and then use the crowbar to kind of get the paper further to the front, and then pick it up.
All right. Okay. So you pick up the piece of paper.
And then once it open, I grab that, open it up, and just read it.
All right.
And
So
this is
let
when
me
it
make
blows up
sure.
in my face.
And this is just where you explode.
Exactly.
All right. So on
All the
okay.
precaution only to have the message blow up.
Yeah.
on
So
me.
on roll 20 in your journal,
I
you
have
should
one.
see what is called a mysterious note.
Ah,
In your journal there. So you may read that. It is your choice, of course, whether or not you read that only to yourself or if you'd like to read it aloud to the group. Your call.
I read it once to myself, and then I look over at Silva. What else is in the drawer, by the way, besides this? One more time, my bad.
Can't see anything else in the drawer.
Nothing else will note.
Nope.
I close the drawer. Or no. I pull the drawer out fully,
Mm-hmm.
and then kick it over so it's upside down, and then kick through it. Another trick
Okay.
I learned from Ralph is false bottoms.
Mm.
Ironically, it
another
was after
very-
he came back from a brothel that he taught you about that.
Really weird.
That's another good trick. It's another good trick. You kick through the bottom of the drawer and you are left with a broken drawer.
Okay. This drawer doesn't actively belong to anybody, so Dak does not repair it. He looks over at Silva.
That's what you think. Spirit comes out.
I engage the spirit with my crowbar. I'm gonna pry open your soul.
What a threat.
That gives me an idea for a new character, but he does look. Dak does look at Silva and say, I found this. It appears to be a note. And as he says that, he's gonna read it out to her. Archie, it seems as if this note was written towards someone named Archie. New infantry coordination is going well. We'll have 24 units ready at the keep for any attacks from the east. Any attempts to approach from the peaks can easily be cut off with He's gonna hold up to Silva. What is this word?
What is the word?
The word's
you
artillery.
You see the word artillery written in a hastily scribbled ink.
Artillery.
Artillery, thank you. The general is expected to request additional. What is this word? I'm going to point at munitions.
Munitions.
Thank you. Munitions within the week. She seems to be paranoid about additional warforged being sent in from the north. Apologies. I've tried to assure her that the majority of the warforged units are being kept to the front for the front lines, but she insists that we prepare to keep as much as possible. There must be something the general knows that that's where the message is torn, or in other words, missing. And then I hand it over to Silva.
It's in speaking practice then.
Yep.
All right.
Let's say if I about to receive.
Marshall, in roll 20 in your journal, you should also see a mysterious note.
Okay, there we go.
So that you may peruse it yourself.
It's got this tiny text.
Let me.
Gotta lean
It
in.
was like, let me check for typos.
That's just so I can read it.
There were 4, but I didn't say anything.
Potentially, maybe that there was some truth to this concept that Warforged was sent here. When the armor fell over, did it just like crumple into like did it just like the armor just like cave in on itself as if it was empty and just like be like suddenly realized it was empty and just like
basically exactly
in?
that. Like the spirit, when the spirit left the suit of armor, it basically was like now there was nothing in the armor, and also it all just kind of fell to the floor into like a
Got it. There you go. All right. Sorry. All right. Well, fortunately, it doesn't give. I mean, there's definitely a fair amount of paranoia going on in here. Between both apparently both this general and those following them.
If like the state of everything, and from what Captain told us, this whole fort was made during the war. This would make sense for the time period.
Well, yes. So this could be quite an old note. It wouldn't explain the spirits really, though, either.
No, but we now know at least one of the people that were here. It seems like this Archie is a higher up of what used to be the forces here. Perhaps Prince Caspian, perhaps Captain Caspian might know. that was an honest to God tongue slip for me. Perhaps Captain Caspian might know some who this Archie might be.
Maybe. The only Archie I ever knew in the war used prestidigitation to make his hedgehog look like it was blue.
That's a very peculiar story.
Yes, I doubt it was the same person.
You say that now.
Huh?
you say that now. So I introduce him as a boss at level 50.
All right, let's show this to him.
All right.
Master
Uh,
Speed Sonic Life Bar full
Okay.
with
So
the
we're
entire
going
screen.
to we're gonna cut back now to the rest of the group. Nathaniel,
I will stop
Johannes,
myself there then.
and Caspian there in the main hall. Nathaniel, Johannes, anything that you're doing anywhere? Continuing to search.
Still looking for the box. I'm gonna bring up the nailed down chairs and table though the next chance I can.
Caspian comes over and takes a quick look at them as well. And he says, That's peculiar. Especially considering the other chairs seemingly weren't nailed down if they were able to be thrown about by those things. Why this table? Why this specifically?
Couldn't say. It seemed like the footsteps left and went to the tunnel.
Hmm. Maybe the person Silva found in the tunnel was the person who nailed the chairs down.
Why would they do that though?
Well,
Are they hiding something underneath?
or one of the spirits was already throwing chairs around while this person was still alive. This is strange. We need to explore more of this keep. Something's off.
Yeah, so something weird here.
Let's and Caspian's gonna start kind of moving in this direction past the main table. If either of you would like to join me, I'm going to search further down this way. And he's gonna start heading kind of towards this section here.
I know not about them. But I feel he's probably not in the same mindset. So I'm not going to set fire to him this time. But I will still continue. In case we don't find what we're looking for and what we need, this soul, at the very least, can be put to rest, unlike the others. I just begin saying stuff in Dwarvish, the typical death rites that I know.
Gotcha. Make a religion check for me real quick.
Oh, okay.
That has gone to super hell for telling Dean that he loved him.
Yeah.
21 total.
21. You feel just sort of this really resolute calmness kind of overtake you. And you feel like in your mind something or someone out there has heard your rights, and that wherever Set may end up, they will likely be in good hands.
Oh no, he didn't go to heaven. He went to All State. My God.
All those premiums now. By the way, Dak does steal the gauntlets from the fallen suit of armor that's as they walk by.
I thought you meant that you stole them from Set. It's like, all right, geez, dude.
No.
Rough, damn.
Ruthless.
Didn't know I had gauntlets. All right.
I didn't either. That's why I was surprised.
I grabbed the gauntlets from the armor, put them on Set, and then take them from Set so I can say I stole gauntlets.
Yeah, that's right. I robbed my party member. What of it?
But no,
It's
sure,
something
I'll
Rafa
give it
said you
up.
had to do sometime.
Go ahead and you can go ahead and add gauntlets to your inventory. From first appearance, there's nothing special about them. They appear to be just regular gauntlets.
Mhm. That's really all he
Point out.
wanted.
I'd
The
like to point out those gauntlets are the ones that was choking up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
Spencer
did.
will tell you.
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
have. Seen.
I would have seen it. No, the reason why Dag picked him up is he as he was walking by the fallen armor, he looked at the gauntlets, remembered his whole deal with the end table, and his mind jumped to, if I had metal gloves, this should be easier, and I'll be protected more. And so he took the gauntlets.
Not touching it with your hand if your hand is covered by something else.
Exactly. That's
I got you.
That's how. Never mind. We're not saying it.
Good catch.
so yeah. Just wanted to make that clear.
All right. So as you're doing that, Caspian is kind of heading off further into the keep. If anyone wants to join him, otherwise you are free to continue investigating or searching.
For me, I'm just gonna keep staying by the table, keeping watch over the body, continuing the rites, and just making sure that nothing else happens to it.
Sure.
Last thing we need is a resurrected zombie set or ghost set
Or do
or
we need
zombie
that?
ghost vampire
I
set.
say, you sure about that?
Maybe that would be fun.
Are you sure about that?
I was gonna say
That's
that
how sure
sounds like
John Cena.
fun.
All right, yeah. So
All right. Johannes Silva Dak.
Hello.
Hello.
Anything else we are doing?
I mean, like, so I'm gonna continue on out here. So
I do
yeah,
ask.
like, hey, we found this note.
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to look for the box. Maybe I could go to a different spot and look. How's about? I didn't really go to the left half. I did go in this room though. Can I like come hang out with people in here and look in the room?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
as
mean,
you
like
get
I said,
there,
like I was saying
you're
that out
gonna
loud.
meet
So
Silva. You'll meet Silva as she's coming out of the
Silva.
room.
yeah, so, and
Silva,
it's-
did you see anything in there?
well, we found this note.
Note.
So I will hand him the mysterious note.
Mysterious. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, you mentioned the box, and I recall that the CCD's note, whatever this means, they had made note of this a box or something. I can't make enough of heads or tails of it though. If any of you want to hear again what it was.
Sure.
It was below my bones, above my head.
Oh,
The
yes.
box remains black, the letters red.
It would appear that we would need to find a box.
Yes, it's just I mean, even if we were to go back down there, how the question would be how we would find ourselves capable of not only digging into the stone, but I mean, what is both below the bones? I mean, potentially, I guess maybe there's something inside of the skeleton. I guess I wasn't able to really dig around in it.
Fair point.
That would feel slightly strange, but I guess it's not the strangest thing we've seen in here. I could always go back down, as it is easy for me to come back up.
I
And
mean,
and I at least know what I'm going to face down there this time.
the only have you heard about the footsteps or footprints rather?
I'm not. It's not coming to mind. Maybe I've just forgotten in the last few minutes.
Well, I found the table and the chairs were nailed down for some reason. I feel like that should warrant some more investigation. We saw footprints leading towards the tunnel that you had
Yes.
earlier.
So yes, maybe it is best that I maybe take another look down there this time.
I feel like there's something bigger going on with this house than we originally thought. I need to look in this room though for my box. You didn't see anything in there, did you?
Just I think you just found this note. There is a bloody pedestal, but nothing else seems strange about it outside of, well, the blood on the pedestal.
Well, all right. I'll take a look myself. Thank you.
All right. I guess I'll prepare for another trip.
Where did Captain Caspian go? I'm asking this to Johannes.
So you have the answer to this one.
Wait. Sorry, I didn't write it down. That was me in real life saying that. Sorry.
Can you go over here?
Yeah.
Didn't he go over there?
Sorry, I've been like very frazzled looking for this box. Yes, he went off in search for something. Hold on, I didn't write.
Okay. I'm gonna Dax gonna nod his head and start
Sorry.
walking that way.
Yeah.
Which way again? So I can move my character that way, I guess. Thank you. So we can make a beeline for over that way.
All right, y'all. We're doing it. We're splitting the party.
Technically, that's already been done by death. So
Technically, we did it at the start, and nothing bad happened.
the bad thing had already happened. It's only up from here.
Dak, as you
Yes.
approach,
We were all together when the bad thing happened. Technically,
as you approach,
Yep.
you are able to see that this section of kind of the main hall of the keep kind of expands back outward again. And as it does, you come across you see Caspian crouched down near something, and as you walk towards him, you recognize what appears to be the remnants of a giant chandelier that has fallen to the ground and been smashed completely. There is scattered chains and bits of metal lying about, glass everywhere, and the chandelier has just been, the whole frame of it is just smashed down to the ground. Only the remnants remain, and Caspian is like kneeled down by it, sort of investigating it, taking a look at it.
Captain Caspian.
Yes, Dak, what is it?
We found a note.
A note? What do you mean? Like the ledger?
No, it was one page unless I do believe a ledger can consist of one page, but this was just one crumpled up note, which wasn't even the whole page. It was just written rather quickly by someone. The note was directed towards someone named Archie. It appeared to be very old when this location was still under operation. Are we going to take Seth over to House Jarasco? They're the ones with the healers, no?
They are. But I'm not sure if it's quite that simple. If anything, once we find the ledger, we should take Set back to the Citadel first. I'm afraid that in their current state, even the healers at Churrasco wouldn't be able to help. I mean, they can certainly perform revivication, but I fear that they're beyond that point. We may need something even greater, which would require the resources of someone even more magically inclined than any of the healers.
I understand.
But first we need to get the ledger so that we can leave. The sooner the better.
Understood. Understood. Dak is then gonna walk past him and go further and
Okay.
leave it up for Silva and Johannes and Nathaniel and Seth.
All right. The rest of you, what are you doing?
I mean, I'll check out this room for the box just in case, because I did fight in here.
Sure.
But that would be the last place that I could think of to look.
I'm going on over to the box or to the tunnel.
Over to investigation checks. Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation.
I gotta make it all the way down to that thing again. Oh, is there a torch over any of these areas?
Yes, there was one. I'll point it out. There was one right about here.
Okay, I'm gonna steal that one for a minute.
All right.
So I can take that on the way down.
You nab that one, and this area becomes dork again. All right. What was your roll for the investigation check?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not down there yet.
Me? 10.
10.
Could be worse, but
You do not see any signs of a box. Only these suits of armor, the remains of a suit of armor that are crumpled up on the floor. Kind of an upturned crate in front of you that has nothing inside of it, completely empty. You do not see any signs of the box in question.
damn.
Silva, you heading back down there?
Unfortunately.
Come over here for a moment. I got something to get.
I'll head over there for let's bring the torch over.
I don't think that you need it, but just in case. And give Silver guidance.
Okay.
And I'll just put there for a moment so at least it can get to it being cast.
Which gives you D4 for any ability. So you got that.
Yeah, alright. Good. Well,
If you get into trouble, just give me a holler. I'll drop a rope as quick as I can.
well, hopefully that'll be the thing that'll help me out. Something takes my fight, I'm in a lot more trouble than just the rope, just needing a rope.
I suppose so. Not much I could do for you down there, though.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So,
God's be with you then.
help I go over.
All right. Do you start descending down the tunnel again?
Yeah, once I get over there, yeah, I'll just start heading down.
All right. You begin descending down, much the same way as you did before, slowly finding your way down.
At least I can be I'll be semi less precarious about it this time.
Sure.
Since I am looking to where I'm going this time, and because I have the torch with me, but B, I've been at least down one more once before. I have a slight amount of confidence.
Make a perception check for me on this one.
All right, that's a 21.
21. As you travel down the tunnel, not much has really changed. You still see this sort of algae covered rock and dirt on all sides of you. The tunnel is still deep and dark. As you make your way down to the bottom, eventually you do reach those skeletal remains that you had seen earlier, still sort of propped up against the wall in the same position they were in before.
All right. Sorry. You like when it went quiet very suddenly, I was like, did I lose you? Did I lose it?
No, no.
You don't know how many times I
Never
have to
know
deal
with
with that.
Discord.
Yeah.
Well, also because I already lost my internet once today. All right, so yeah, begin heading down towards where that skelly boy is.
All right. Yeah, I mean you eventually reach it relatively quickly. And you make your way down to where the skeleton is residing. It is in the same position that it was in before. It doesn't appear to have been affected at all. Nothing seems to have changed about it or its surroundings, as far as you can tell.
All right,
From just a
cool.
casual.
Yep. So I'm gonna just kind of, I guess, take more of a look towards the inside of the skeleton. Mainly, we're gonna start. I'm gonna kind of more actually. So based on the text here, I want to actually look in the skull, like in the skull.
In the skull.
Okay. So
I may have to, and I'm willing to do a bit of pulling if need be.
as in to like remove the skull.
So if I need to flip it over to look inside, yeah.
I mean, you can go ahead and do so. I don't think that would require a strength check. I think you would have the capacity to be able to kind of remove the skull or lift it up further.
It will require a death save.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah.
So, lifting up the skull, and you're kind of trying to look like inside of it. You are not able to see anything inside of the.
Okay.
Nothing inside of it. Where there would have been brain matter has just been like eaten away or rotted away. Head empty, no thoughts.
Perfect.
Below my bones, above my head.
The box remains black, the words remain red. Also, this was like a month ago, but I wrote CCD as like a sub note on there.
Yeah, it's signed by CCD. That's
okay. Okay, yeah.
Talk about
Captain
not there.
Captain Caspian
I'm just gonna try to continue to investigate just the available anatomy of the skeleton, just whatever hidden like things inside of him. Could be holding a box.
You know what?
I'm just gonna go the top down route.
I don't know if this is being too lenient. I mean, if you roll bad, you roll bad.
I mean, I'm terrible at riddles, so
make an insight check for me.
okay. It's like I'm terrible at riddles, so 16.
16. Okay. The note, as cryptic and absurd as the note is, it did not specify inside the head. It specifically said above my head.
Right, but it was below bones, so that's why I was like,
beneath my bones, above my head.
My bones.
That's why I was thinking maybe inside the bones. He wasn't wearing a hat,
Inside
was he?
beneath? Does that count?
Not wearing a hat. Jade, what was that?
No, does inside count as beneath?
You know, I don't know. That's why I was just throwing.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Oh, these
I was
riddles.
just searching for solutions because I am the worst at riddles.
I personally can't remember. How was the word the last word? How was that spelled?
Like, I mean,
R-E-D.
yeah.
That's what I thought. I have theories.
But yeah, with that insight check, that's what I want to give you is that it's definitely not inside of the head. It is pointing you beneath the bones and also above the head.
Beneath the bones.
So really, if you look around, what is technically above the head of the skeleton right now could mean something, but you don't know what.
I have a theory, but I'm not there.
That's what I'm stuck at too.
Hold on.
You got this, Marshall. I believe in you.
1 second. Hold on. I gotta.
Just gotta find a picture of a pigeon.
Marshall's pulling up the anatomy of a skeleton. Like, I gotta figure this out.
Guys. It's like that
206
cork
bones.
board.
Okay, so if we go through these.
If high school has taught me anything, leg bone's connected to the leg bone, connected to the leg bone.
Do you want us to kind of give you a moment to kind of think it over? Because we can definitely give you a second if you want to just kind of work with the riddle a bit, kind of figure out what's going on here. Can't hear you now.
Muted.
Oh, he tried doing voice mod.
Oh. Yeah, Discord, you have to like be careful with the input device when that's going on.
Refresh it. No, I just needed to refresh it.
You're back.
As above, so below, it sets our minds at glow.
All right.
Don't bump it. It's a prayer.
Nathaniel.
You need the rope then.
Do you remember the note?
What note?
The one with the riddle. I have no idea how good this sounds.
Funnily enough, the acoustics of the tunnel, excellent. So Nathaniel, you are able to clearly hear. So
I meant the voice mod, but
Oh, that didn't
yeah,
come through.
we're not
No,
hearing.
that
the
ain't
Damn it.
nothing.
damn it. I wanted the echo to go through.
Nope, all your efforts were for naught.
Sorry.
Damn you.
Forge ahead.
Why do I?
Keep your head hell high.
Do you remember the riddle?
The one,
remember the riddle?
the one about the box.
There it is.
Remember the riddle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
I
it?
turned myself down. It's okay.
I turn myself down. It's okay.
Evan, do you have any thoughts about it? Do you have any thoughts about it?
That was weird.
Did we even find a box? I know Johannes was looking for.
No, but I think it might have to do with the body down here.
Oh, hey, skeleton. What was the last line again of that thing?
The letter's red, but like red is the color.
Right. Well, personally, I feel fire. The fire's quite red. You can also try blood if you're willing to cut yourself open down there and get tetanus.
What would I bleed on?
Well, normally I'd say the box, but we ain't got it. Is there anything written above the skeleton's head?
Hey, look, is there anything written above the skeleton's head?
Make an investigation check above
Alright.
the skeleton's head.
Cool.
Still got guidance.
I need it.
That's very true.
Roll D4, add it to it.
All right, 13.
13. Looking above the head, there's nothing like physically on the head or anything, but above it, all there is the wall. So, it's this wall of like stone and jagged rock. Though now that you're looking at it, you do kind of notice one of the rocks almost directly above where the head is located is like a slightly different discoloration from the other one. It doesn't look as like set in, and there's no moss on this one like there is some of the others.
I'm going to just start, honestly, just by kind of rubbing the torch in front of it.
Sure, nothing happens.
Well, I mean, like, on it, physically.
Nothing happens.
Okay, so it's not flammable. It's going to kind of knock around, so I'm going to try to knock on it, and then on